Rowan Callahan was born in a tiny fishing village along the rugged western coast. His family lived in a shack so small and fragile that even the gentlest wind made it creak and groan. His father, Leon, was a fisherman who patched holes in his boat more often than he caught fish. His mother, Mara, stitched sails for ships she could never afford to board. Life in the village was harsh. Poverty was a constant companion, and hope was a luxury few could imagine. From a young age, Rowan understood something vital. The world was unforgiving. While other children played on the shore, he carried bundles of driftwood to sell for fire, cleaned fish for traders, and worked tirelessly to help his family survive. One day, a violent storm hit the village. Waves rose like mountains, swallowing boats and men alike. His father tried to guide his small vessel home, but the sea claimed him. Rowan watched silently as villagers buried his father in the sand. His mother clutched his hand, holding on as if it were the only thing keeping her alive. From that day, Rowan carried a lesson deep in his heart. No one will save you. You either rise or you drown. Rowan worked hard, but he also watched, learned, and wondered. He noticed the ships arriving from distant lands, their sails tall and proud, carrying the promise of a life he had never known. Among them, one ship fascinated him above all, the Emerald Swan, commanded by Aldrich Thorne, a quiet, wise mapmaker. Aldrich traveled to distant corners of the world, creating charts more valuable than gold. Unlike fishermen or traders, Aldrich's wealth did not come from the sea, but from knowledge. People respected him. They listened when he spoke. Even the loudest, roughest sailors lowered their voices around him. Rowan realized that ink and paper had power to shape life itself. One evening, barely 9 years old, Rowan approached Aldrich as the man unloaded crates. "Sir," he said shyly, "how does a man learn to draw the world?" Aldrich looked surprised. Most boys asked about swords or coins, not maps. "What's your name, child?" "Rowan Callahan," he replied. "And why do you wish to draw the world?" "Because drawing it might be my only way to escape mine," Rowan said, his voice trembling. Aldrich saw hunger, not of the stomach, but of the spirit. "Come to my cabin tomorrow," he said. "If you are willing to endure more than any apprentice before you, I will teach you." Rowan could barely sleep that night. At sunrise, he arrived, eager to begin. Aldrich taught him the language of maps: angles, distances, coastlines, tides, winds, and the stars. Rowan learned that every line, every curve, every mark could guide a ship or save a life. But Aldrich was strict, unforgiving, demanding. "You want a different life?" Aldrich would say. "Endure what weaker men cannot." Rowan's hands bled from sharpening quills. His back ached from bending over parchment. He memorized every port, every current, every hidden reef. He was neither strong nor fast, but he was relentless. By 15, Rowan began selling small harbor maps to fishermen. The money was little, but earned through skill, not luck. Poverty did not disappear. His mother grew sick. Bills mounted. Yet Rowan never stopped. Night after night, he studied, drew, and improved. Sailors soon said, "If you want a map you can trust with your life, find the Callahan boy." Everything changed when a group of wealthy merchants sought charts of dangerous coastal waters where many ships had been lost. Rowan had secretly studied that same region, memorizing tides, storms, and hidden rocks. When he presented his map, the merchants were astonished. "This detail, this accuracy," one whispered. "Who taught you?" "Captain Aldrich Thorne," Rowan replied. The merchants offered him a job, a position as a cartographer in the city with pay beyond his imagination. But the offer meant leaving his sick mother behind. Rowan was torn between duty and destiny. His mother, frail but strong, placed a trembling hand on his cheek. "My son," she whispered, "your life is bigger than this village. Go, build it. Become the man you are meant to be." With tears, he left at dawn. The city was overwhelming. Noise, smoke, carriages, merchants, scholars, sailors. Yet Rowan adapted. He received a small table, parchment, and one instruction: make maps better than any man here. He did, within months. His maps became the standard for merchant routes. Naval officers specifically requested a Callahan chart. Within a year, he rented a warehouse and hired assistants. Rowan was no longer a poor boy. He was a rising name, a creator of knowledge, a designer of safety. Yet success brought enemies. Older cartographers despised him. They called him rural trash, sea orphan, and worse. One night, vandals destroyed weeks of work. His assistants wanted to quit. Investors wavered, and he faced the silence of being alone. But Rowan did not break. He rebuilt everything, by hand, by sweat, by refusal to surrender. Pain made him sharper. Discipline made him unstoppable. By 27, Rowan opened Callahan Cartography & Co., the largest private map-making company in the region. His maps were used by naval fleets, merchant ships, explorers, universities, governors. He sent aid to his village, funded fishermen, rebuilt cottages, provided medicine, and supported education. People called him the mapmaker who redrew lives. At 31, Rowan returned to the harbor where he once cleaned fish guts. Villagers called his name with respect. "Are you afraid of the sea now?" an old fisherman asked. "No," Rowan replied. "Fear is a compass. It points toward what we must conquer." He remembered every struggle, the hunger, the insults, the ruined workshops, the long nights of work. He remembered the ledger that taught him everything, the first coin earned through skill, not luck. "I was born with nothing," he whispered, "but I built everything, from darkness to the map of my own destiny." Rowan Callahan became a legend. His story proved knowledge can be more valuable than gold. Discipline builds empires. Pain and struggle sharpen vision. A hungry spirit can rise higher than kings. Where you start is not your destiny, it is only your beginning. If this story touched your heart, don't forget to subscribe,